Welcome back, ketemu lagi dengan MasTampan PromoInd, pastinya dengan video-video terbaru yang nantinya akan kita upload. Oke, jadi kali ini MasTampan adalah sesi MASSION. Apa itu MASSION? MasTampan reaction. Ya, oke, jadi kali ini kita akan mereaction sebuah smartphone. Ya, smartphone berarti rumah pintar ya. Yang mungkin beberapa orang ini belum pernah lihat gitu, belum pernah tahu apa sih smartphone itu gitu. Dan juga kok bisa sekarang teknologi udah secanggih itu, seperti ada yang di film-film lah gitu. Nah, jadi tanpa basa-basi dan banyak cincong balikin ngomong-ngomong, kita langsung saja lihat ke videonya. Oke? Ya, jadi kali ini ada smartphone by Spy Point.
So this is my kind of 2021 house tour. I did a similar video last year, but since I've changed and added a lot of new things, for so many.
Damn! Wow, apa ini? Ini sepeda apa motor? Tapi kalau dilihat dari bentuknya sih kayaknya kayak motor sih. Tapi itu ada apa kontelannya loh? Apa sih kontelan? Apa?
Kayu sepeda.
Oh iya, ada yang buat ngayu gitu loh, sepeda kontelan.
Garing.
Keren banget sih ini sepedanya. Buat teman-teman yang tahu bisa komen ya, ini sepeda apa motor gitu ya. Komen di kolom komentar. Oke, kita langsung lanjut.
Yeah, so here it is. As well as showing you where I got each item from and how much it cost, I've also put the links to everything in the description, along with timestamps.
Jadi tadi itu lampu Natal ya, pohon kayak gitu, pohon lampu Natal, terus diganti warna-warnanya pakai handphone. Itu gimana caranya? Lampunya lampu apaan? Ada yang pernah beli nggak? Kalau ada, boleh lah kirim link lah di kolom komentar.
Okay.
Oke, lanjut.
Description, along with timestamps if you wish to jump ahead. Today's video is in partnership with Boundary. They are a wireless smart home alarm system that I've recently had installed. If you want to know more about what this does, I will explain that later, but you can also click the link in the description and use my 30% off code. So I mentioned last year that I was looking for a new doorbell, something smart, something I could see the front door, and something that I didn't need to hardwire in because I needed a wireless connection. And this is what I've gone for. This is the Hey doorbell. So it's battery powered, so you don't need to worry about having it installed. I've just stuck this to the side of my wall. It also comes with a chime bell, which I know a lot of the other brands charge extra for. It's got night vision, two-way audio, full HD video, and it's waterproof. It works with Alexa and Google, and the video that it records can either be cloud-based or it can be stored via the micro SD. The quality is okay at 1080p, it's nothing special, but it's enough to see who's at the door. Plus you can see this all from the app. You get notification each time someone either rings the doorbell or there's motion detected. Plus it adds that added security when you know someone's at your door. If you do choose the cloud subscription, which I have, it'll cost you around £3.50 per month. So if someone did steal it from the side of your house, well, it doesn't matter because the videos are still there. It's only £80 for the kit, which includes the doorbell and the chime. Now let me show you the lights I'm using around the house. So I've practically replaced every single bulb with a smart bulb. That includes lamps and ceiling.
Rumahnya warnanya kayak gimana ya? Kayak warung remang-remang gak sih?
Wait a minute.
Asli, warnanya itu kayak warung remang-remang di Pantura. Buat teman-teman yang udah pernah lewat Pantura pasti tahu lah itu di daerah mana.
Goblok. Dak.
Oke, kita lanjut videonya.
That includes lamps and ceiling lights and strip lights and even the bulbs in my loft and garage. All of these lights are controllable either via the app, voice commands or routines. This means if I say turn the living
bisa
room lights,
berubah-ubah sesuai dengan mood ya. Mungkin kan kadang
to
orang
turn 3 or 4
tuh
lights on and
tidur
off
dengan
each night.
satu warna.
So I've got a
Tapi
mixture of bulbs throughout the house. I've got some
smartphone ini
Philips Hue,
kayaknya
Lifex and
malam-malam
Hay.
bisa berubah
So all of these have their
semakin
own apps to get set up, but once you've actually synced them all with your own smart home assistant, such as Google or Alexa, they all work exactly the same. Prices for bulbs start from around £10 or $15, but this varies depending on the manufacturer you go for and whether you want it in white or the full RGB bulb. So as well as using my voice or the app to turn lights on and off, I also have a few of these around the house. So this is a smart sensor that you can configure however you'd like. I have one of these set up in the kitchen, for example. So it means that when I walk in, it actually detects movement and then it will turn my kitchen lights on. The same goes for my garage and the loft. As soon as it detects movement, the light will come on. These are great too as they are battery powered, so you don't need to have them near a power source. They cost around £16 or $20 and they definitely make that light setup even smarter. So the doorbell works for seeing who's at your door, but I've also installed one of these external cameras. Now one of the reasons I've actually held off installing one of these in the past is the wiring that's required.
Kira-kira kalau di Indonesia masang kamera di depan pintu kayak gini bakal diambil sama orang apa enggak ini? Jangan-jangan orang yang mau maling tuh bukan maling isi rumah kita, tapi maling kamera yang pada di luar ini. Kok bisa kameranya ditaruh di depan pintu gitu?
Battery powered and Wi-Fi, so it can be installed anywhere. It has the option to save footage onto the internal 32GB memory card, which is included in the box, or via that same cloud service I mentioned before. It's waterproof, has night vision, and it has a built-in mic and speaker. Plus, not only does it record the footage, you can view the live feed at any time. To me, this is awesome as now I've got that extra security outside my house, and I'm able to see who's on my drive. These cost around £80 each, and I've already ordered a couple more. Now this next one is massively underrated, and that is a leak or a flood detector. Basically these have a metal prong on the bottom, and when it comes into contact with water, it will notify you via the app. Perfect for in bathrooms or the kitchen, where sometimes by the time you notice the leak it's already too late. You could place it under the bath, the sink, or under your water tank. These are really sensitive and the notification is instant. Even if you don't use these on a day-to-day basis, it's ideal for when you're away on holiday. They only cost £17 and again they have a rechargeable battery built in. Okay, so not everything around the house is...
Itu tadi apa? Itu ngecas HP pakai air gitu di wastafel lo ngapain gitu? Coba lihat lagi ya. Kita ulang lagi.
Or under your water tank. These are really sensitive and the notification is instant. Even if you don't use these on a day-to-day basis, it's ideal for when you're away on holiday. They only cost £17 and again they have a rechargeable battery built in. Okay, so not everything around the house is smart. I mean, there are some things that will either never be smart or there's just no need for it.
Kira-kira
That's
apa?
why these smart plugs
Coba
come
ya,
in handy.
teman-teman bantu di kolom komentar ya.
Everything around the house is smart. I mean, there are some things that will either never be smart or there's just no need for them to be. That's where these smart plugs come in handy. So I've got 5 or 6 of these around the house, and these are ideal for controlling certain...
Rumahnya sih rapi sih, simple ya, nggak banyak barang, nggak kayak orang-orang Indonesia loh. Punya lemarinya banyak banget ya, punya banyak lah foto-foto.
Controlling certain items when they're plugged in. In my garage I've got my 2 Super 73 electric bikes. Now these get charged up about once a week, but I'm not keen on leaving them plugged in all night. So I use a smart plug, which means I can turn them on and off while I'm in the house, and set a schedule up so I know that they're definitely switched off every night. They still work like a normal plug, so you can still press the button to turn them on and off, or use voice commands. Now these multi-socket extensions are awesome as well, because you can either turn the entire socket on and off, or control each socket individually, again all through the app or voice commands. Now these plugs are great for Christmas, so if you've got lights around the house, outside, or on your tree, instead of climbing under the tree or going around the entire house and turning all your lights on and off, just use these plugs instead. Now although last year I actually picked up some twinkly lights which are awesome, so these are smart and they can be controlled via your app or your voice commands, and you can also create any theme that you'd like. I didn't make a video about these, but I did a reel over on Instagram. So with all of the tech and the items I've got around the house, especially with showing it on YouTube, it's important to keep my home and family safe. So earlier this year, I started looking into smart alarm systems. Something that I could integrate into my home, see notifications on my phone, and set it remotely. This is where Boundary comes in, that does everything that I need and is pretty impressive. I started building my bundle on their website, choosing the number of motion sensors and door sensors I needed, plus a siren and key fobs. Then as it's a wireless setup, I could either install it myself, which is what I did, or I could pay for a pro installation. The keypad, which is the main hub of the system, well, this connects via Wi-Fi and it needs to be near a power socket. This hub then connects to everything else in the setup via a Z-Wave. It does not use Wi-Fi, which is end-to-end encrypted. Now, once it's paired with the Boundary app, you can scan each motion sensor, door sensor and the siren using a QR code. You can pair it with the app, remove the battery tabs and install them in the rooms you need coverage. The setup process took me about 2 hours from start to finish. Apart from the central hub, everything else is battery powered, which should last you about 12 months, but the app will let you know the battery status of each item. The main hub does have an internal battery that will last about 12 hours in case of a power cut. Now when it comes to using it, instead of just using the keypad to set the alarm, I'm able to either use the Boundary app or voice commands, and that's because the Boundary
mungkin itu semacam kayak sensor kalau ada orang masuk gitu kan. Jadi kita bisa tahu ada orang di mana, dan mungkin kalau ada maling ya, malam-malam itu bisa kita asli kalau di sini malam motornya knalpotnya nggak ngotak tuh bang kan. Ya, oke lanjut.
Able to either use the Boundary app or voice commands, and that's because the Boundary system actually integrates with Alexa, Google, and if this then that. I can arm the entire house or use a night set where just the downstairs is armed. This is perfect for me, as if I'm sitting at my desk upstairs.
Ada orang yang mungkin apa sih kayak nggak dikenali sama ini tuh lah pokoknya sensor kalau ada orang asing lewat ataupun masuk lah, ya itu intinya lah. Kayaknya aku juga nggak tahu nih.
Leaves the house, everyone will get a reminder on their phone if they wish to set the alarm. There are so many more features of this alarm I would love to show in greater detail, like the police response, the clever routines, panic mode, if this then that, and giving neighbours or visitors temporary access while on holiday. So if you're interested in knowing more about this awesome alarm system, make sure you click that link in the description. You can then go ahead and design your own bundle through Boundary's website, or choose a pre-built bundle. You'll get 30% off if you use my link and my code SpawnPoint, which is exclusive. You will not find this offer on their website. When it comes to heating or hot water, I'm using the Hive system, which still does everything that a normal heating system can do, but it can also be controlled via the app, voice commands and routines. Within the app you can schedule the heating and the hot water as you expect. You can also manually turn it on and off. This doesn't only work when you're in the house, you can actually control the heating and the hot water while you're away. The thermostat can still be used just like a normal thermostat.
Kayak AC juga ya.
Pets or children, you
Ukur
want to keep an eye
dan
on
ngatur
the
suhu
room, or
di
just for
ruangan.
added security, it's inside cameras on. This alarm is not actually switched on today. Home, or I want to keep an eye on the house, this is a great way of adding that little bit extra security. These are mains powered, so they will need to be near a socket, but they are wireless. So if you added these around the house, you'd have full coverage inside and out if you combine that with those external cameras. And if you pay that monthly subscription, well, again, everything is stored in the cloud as well as on the internal SD card. When it comes to controlling and managing all of these items around the house, I use Google Home, as I mentioned before, or Google Assistant. I personally prefer that app layout over the other options that's out there. It also means I've got several Google speakers or Google compatible speakers around the house. This allows me to use my voice for certain commands, as I've shown already, like turning the lights on and off. But it also means I've got a music speaker in every room. My favourite speaker is definitely the Google Max. This is the one I've got in the kitchen. It's pretty big, but it sounds awesome. But with all of these smart items, it could be overwhelming keeping track of what items are switched on or off. So I've gone ahead and created a few routines that will take care of all of that for me. So here's an example. I've got one routine that's scheduled for midnight every single night, and it will turn every single light off around the house, whether I'm awake or not. The benefit to this is if I've accidentally left a light on, say in the garage or in the loft, there's no worries that that light will be on for days on end, as it will turn off every single night. I have recently started playing around with if this then that, and different smart things apps. Now this will allow full integration and automation with every item in my house. I've done this already with my alarm and some of the Hay products, but I definitely need to spend more time with this to make everything that little bit smarter. Setting all of these things up can be a little bit time consuming at the start, but once done it is so much easier to manage. Another smart thing that I use around the house are my TVs. They integrate with Google Home and I can control them via my app or voice command.
Masih lihat kayak gambaran-gambaran ya sudut ruangannya ya, mulai dari TV, dapur dan lain sebagainya. Oke, mungkin itu aja review video pada kali ini. Kalau menurut teman-teman gimana sih? Worth it nggak gitu? Misal kita punya rumah di Indonesia nih dengan sistem smart home seperti tadi ya, apakah efektif, efisien jika diterapkan di lingkungan lingkungan kita di Indonesia? Apa hanya untuk klaster-klaster ya yang menggunakan sistem one gate system, jadi keamanannya terjamin? Apakah rumah-rumah ya pemukiman warga biasa, bukan perumahan ya, cocok untuk bisa digunakan apa ya ini menggunakan smartphone seperti inilah, cocok ya? Tapi kalau menurut aku pribadi sih kayaknya kalau di klaster oke lah, nggak masalah, karena memang ya dari segi keamanan terjamin ya. Tapi kalau di rumah-rumah pemukiman biasa, rumah kampung, suara motor emang ya begitulah ya. Kalau menurutku kalau di rumah-rumah kampung nggak terlalu worth it sih, karena ya riskan aja ya kan, apalagi kayak tadi kamera ditaruh luar gitu. Ini takutnya bukan dimalingin dalamnya, tapi kamera yang di luar yang dimalingin gitu. Ya buat teman-teman yang mungkin punya pendapat lain, silakan komen di kolom komentar, dan juga kalau ada video-video lain yang pengen direview boleh silakan isi kolom komentar dan kasih tahu linknya. Nanti next video kita akan review. Oke, terima kasih, itu saja. MasTampan PromoInd, you can get it.